for them. They have to go through Haven and Split, and the potential chaos that Split can offer can really put them in a bind. We don't know what this Turkish team can be capable of. We know that Team Sweden has experience playing a vast array of maps. Well, the vast array being the 3 maps that are available. But on Team Turkey, we are really kind of not sure what they are capable of on these other maps, and that could be the X factor. The map, of course, that we are going to be playing on this time around will be Haven. So if Sweden tie us up, we're going to the Wacky Tabaki Split.
Yeah, not really sure what to expect out of Split. It does look like during the group stage, Turkey did play one Haven, and it was a 13-7 victory over Team Poland, who just went the distance against Finland. So, I mean, obviously picking up the victory, something to talk about. Just don't really know much about how that map went down. You can see the spam coming through here over on Long C as they go for that orb pickup early. Draken somehow has managed to get behind enemy lines and has snuck onto this A site. They have no idea that he's here, but they're still methodically clearing it out. Now they spotted him, so they know that Draken is here, and that's a kind of a problem because you can see the bulk of the players. Oh, that's a whiff. Mites does get recovery, but the bulk of the players were starting to come over towards this A site. Now Mites is going to find a few more, though. Mites playing out of his mind right now in the pistol. 3 kills coming in. As it brings it down to 2, it's Orb to finally end Mites' rampage. Kurax right around the corner. The peek going to come through. Not looking the right direction. The last one on site. Kurax, actually, it's over on Long. Kurax wanted to potentially go back towards the site. Knew his teammates had it. Turco to close things out. Strong pistol round play coming in from Turkey.
And if you're Team Sweden, you're sitting there, you're scratching your head, and you're wondering, where did Mites come from, and how is he this good? We're already seeing such phenomenal play come out from him, just the dueling potential, the ability to have, you know, the presence of mind to avoid shots or reposition or do what you need to do. And that 3K, a beautiful sight coming out from Team Turkey. Now moving on to this next round, they've got their beloved SMGs, and I expect a difficult round for Team Sweden.
Look at this Draken with the shotgun around the corner. Thought, this will get him. There's no way they'll see this. Mites again, aggressive play on Long, clearing everything, checking all angles. There's one to the left. Mites is not going to be fooled by any of this. Doesn't hard clear it, but continues to stick around on Long here, just holding this off angle, waiting to see if the attacking side's going to come through. Double tap shot coming out from Mites. The SMG gets away from him a little bit, but Kurax is there with the follow-up of 1-2. And now it's again down to 1 player and 1 player only. And they're all pushing in towards Stormin, who's only on a classic. A flawless round coming out in the second round here from Team Turkey.
Well, at the very moment, we can see the first competitive match now moving on to that 3rd round. We'll see a replay of Mites just doing what Mites does. And he is quite mighty, and having the ability to have a player as well like Kurax to back him up in the line of fire is very, very helpful. And now moving on to this 3rd round, it will be Team Sweden who are stacking towards A once again, and we'll see them meet up with a couple of Turkish members in the sewers.
Only 1 kill thus far on the Swedish side as well. It was Orb who picked one off in the pistol. Now the buy comes in, but they're getting super aggressive yet again. This time it's backfiring just a bit. Kurax and Rip both now watching from the sidelines, as is Turco. Everything's falling apart. The dream isn't dead, but the odds of them coming back in this round pretty much are. Mites now peeking over top of the wall. The SMG able to take down Pith, so at least there's that. A little icing on the cake.
And at this point, he's in a little bit of trouble. We're seeing the investigators start their due process, look around the A lobby to make sure that no one's there, no one's around, and they'll just... Wait, is he going to go the long way? I don't think he'll have time to defuse, but I think he's trying to catch some of those exit frags towards the defender's spawn in case that spike ends up pushing a couple of those members up that way. But they will go the safe way, the way that they know, back towards the attacker spawn. And a great bounce back, something that we didn't really see on Bind. So Team Sweden showing a lot more signs of life. Having a quick look at this replay. Para, cheeky little headshot. I mean, Pith was just trying to break down the barrier orb. Leave the man alone.
So, to give you an idea of where Mites comes from, Mites is just, you know, a player who's played in like the national championship series for Turkey with ESL, and has also been like a rank G player. So in the world of Counter-Strike, you have systems like FPL and rank S, and then the feeder systems are FPLC and rank G. So he plays in the feeder system for a pro pug player system. So he's definitely got mechanics, but it's always the team problem, finding enough players to round out a team, and then also, you know, the opportunities aren't as much there for some of these Turkish players. It looks like he may have found his golden goose in Valorant, though, as he is lighting things up here for the side of Team Turkey, really making a name for himself. We did see Sweden come back and pick up a round, though, and the series may be off to a 1-0 start, but it is far from over.
Team Sweden poised and ready, having control of the courtyard. Now look towards B potentially. The information that they've gathered is not enough to commit to a full push quite yet, so they will look towards A, where they have one member potentially deep enough. That camera now will spot out one of those members. It's Orb lurking through the courtyard, trying to find out who's on the other side of B. And that double smoke gonna just remove any potential factor. But he'll stick around, maybe catch the flank in through Link towards A. Now, the rest of the team from Sweden waiting down Banana. They'll call that execute. 20 seconds remaining. Orb will catch that member who's on that B side, but it's already a couple of kills not going over to the way of Turkey. Sweden will be the one that start that fight and open up wide with 2 members now remaining. Blade Storm used. Let's see if Might has the ability to do that. It's going to be a couple of those blades sent flying. Noisy will be on the end of that. Rip will answer back twice, but it is not enough. Sweden tie us back around and put us at 2-2.
The AWP will come out here. Not surprised to see it brought into the round. Just surprised to see it brought into this round. The money is not really in a position where I would think that the AWP would come out. But, I mean, Mites is a strong player. Leveraging that strong individual skill to potentially drop a few guns. You can see players buying armor behind it. Rip has enough to buy the rifle and some armor. So they're going to go for it and hopefully take down a few players, upgrade the guns, and have enough firepower to best the Swedes. Aura right off the bat, getting aggressive. I love to see this play. Rip also drops Stormin in the round, so a very early start to the play. The res will come out, so Stormin will be able to come back to life and continue fighting, thus neutralizing the advantage that they fought so hard for. Oh, the Frenzy doesn't do enough damage, can't finish off Draken, who escapes barely by the skin of his teeth.
See now how the rest of Team Sweden, they've set up towards this B site, and Team Turkey are trying to take a little bit of advantage of it. We're seeing Mites down long, maybe going to try to push in a little further, but Pyth with a great open frag onto Q-Rax. With already 2 down, Team Turkey are struggling to find their way through, and it's just bad news bears. Rip going to find a couple of those, attempts to refrag. Will only find one, and now it's all down to Mites and an operator. I feel like he doesn't want to lose this weapon, so may decide to kind of play it a little bit more safe, but if I know Team Sweden, they're very likely going to try to hunt him down.
Again, we talked about it. That investment didn't really pan out so well here for Mites. So they go with that AWP purchase, and Mites is now just holding on to it with white knuckles over on long A, hoping to God that Sweden doesn't find his location. Does still have some maneuverability, so a possibility to escape should they come searching. But it doesn't look like they're going to go anywhere near it. They assume he's over on C. The Cypher is the only one nearby, back in spawn, so it would all fall down to that Cypher peak. I believe that's Orb playing the Cypher. So for now, Mites will carry the AWP into the next round. The detonation radius on the spike far enough away that Mites is able to survive. The money should be a little bit odd. If we look at the economy, yeah, the defense is just going to go for it. So you're going to see the buy come out again. This time around, it'll be Rip, who's a little bit light on cash. But the rest of the squad able to afford rifles and armor, plus a few skills as well.
And they have quite the economy to boot as well, winning 3 straight now. 3,000 in their pocket consistently. Has to feel better than the last round that they faced up on Bind. So for the side of Team Turkey, they're just trying to defend, and so far it hasn't really been working out quite in their favor. Sweden on the attack now. They're ready to turn things back around and hopefully live to see another day. Q-Rax will have something to say about it. He gets involved, takes down Draken. Stormin now waiting in the sewers, going to try to push up here. The rest of the team going to follow suit down Banana. It'll be a divide and conquer approach as they'll funnel on in. Rolling red carpet will try to get those actors in play, but the play's not over yet. That's going to be part of that starts things off. Mites with the operator going to find one, find two, repositions, and now all down to Orb. The spike not planted, down in the corner. Can he clutch this out?
Team Captain Orb on the Cypher, half HP. Still has a tripwire and 2 cyber cages, plus the camera at his disposal, but has to take a gunfight with somebody. Peeking towards spawn, Turco easily closes out the round. A good response coming in from Turkey after fumbling away a few rounds. That'll help sort of stabilize the cash process on the side of the defense as well. Q-Rax will need a buy potentially from a teammate if they want to go with the full kit. It could come in from Rip, and there it is. So the rifle will be dropped over, and the economy will stabilize just a bit. Yet again, Mites using that jet to get advanced position. So going up on top of the boxes here in the B site, looking for an angle down towards mid. There are players grouped up towards mid in general, so there's a possibility that we could see that early off shot come out from Mites.
I like this play coming out from Team Turkey. They've got, I forget who it is, but it's the Brimstone looking in towards Courtyard. And the Sage looking back at him, potentially throwing a heal orb in case things get a little too chaotic. But now they have to swing together. We are looking at Draken's perspective. Off to the other side of the map, it's a quick trade of kills. Rip and Stormin on the returning end. It is Turco as well that falls. Orb now having that potential to push in towards C. They've got that intel. But with that kill from Mites, that might stop that push. And they need to rethink and relook at a different angle. Because Mites is there, and I don't think they really want to face him just quite yet. Oh, great kill through the doors.
Mites might find another one. No, the missed opportunity. Orb just keeps swinging wide, catches Mites a little bit off guard. There's the Cypher ult coming out as well, the Neural Theft. So they're going to spot both players rotating over. And they're going to be coming in from spawn and B site now. Should be entering in through similar territory. The Tripwire does at least spot them as they go over towards long, so the read should be there that this could be a long play, and based on the spike position as well, that should be the read. Now, the Cypher going in through short garage, and the Rays coming in through spawn. Camera's gone down, but look how wide out that spike is planted. This is going to be so difficult to try and stick. The Cyber Cage comes down, half plant coming out. Now they're going to boost away. I love the play coming out with the satchel, but
no!
Q-Rax steps back into it, doesn't realize the AoE just a little bit larger than it appears. An unfortunate blow there, as it was a great play to escape the orbital strike in the first play.
That is one of those moments where I feel like you just punch your keyboard. Like, yeah, you hate to see it. Just, I could feel that Team Turkey not happy about that one. Looking at a quick replay of Mites, 9-4-1. Quite the performance coming out from him, but unfortunately his performance cannot net him extra credits this round. The economy for them in a very difficult position, and you can even see a Bucky come through for one of the members. They'll have to kind of default to something that they are not that comfortable with. I mean, they are quite comfortable with a couple of SMGs, but up against Sweden's assault rifles, it'll be an uphill battle.
Nice hold early on by Turco over on C, dropping Draken. Again, using those SMGs. They have been very powerful for the Turkish side. The wall is in on the doors to try and slow down the push. Turco's just going to wait on the other side of this one as they break the ice to try to get in. You can see the ult being popped by Mites. Mites trying to hold an angle here with those knives out. But a little bit more of a slow play. Now the smoke's coming in, so the push should be signaled here. Oh, the wall comes in at the worst possible time there, as Mites was ready and willing to slow that push down with the knives, but the wall changes the angle and makes things oh so difficult. Gonna die in the back of sight. Orb and Stormin both coming in. It's all up to this 2-on-2. It's Para and his teammate, the Rays, Para picks off Stormin, and now it's all on Orb. The flank coming through,
Wow.
not even necessary. Para goes through the ice and takes down Orb. The shotgun was waiting right around the corner. Turkey kind of steal the round away there from Sweden.
I feel like Team Sweden is in much better shape this map. They are showing that they're going toe-to-toe with Team Turkey, but I still feel like if Team Turkey are going even just like toe-to-toe even, then they win in that second half, or it might be an easier half for them to accomplish because it does feel like they've got the jet. It can be quite handy on attack, you know, especially on eco rounds with the Blade Storm. But, I mean, at the end of the day, Team Sweden also have a jet to match, so it's kind of jet v jet. I'm pretty sure at the beginning of the day, it's not something that you and I could have predicted, a jet v jet matchup. But still, nonetheless, already Pith starting off the fray.
Pith, too, who was a slow starter in the previous game. I think it was 11 straight rounds before Pith actually got involved in the action. A lot of shots pouring out through the smokes, and it does appear that Turkey is coming out more advantageous in those fights. The updraft over top of the trip line, but at that point, the camera had gone down, so Para was prepared for a potential peek to come through from the jet. And there's the ult as well, the Neural Theft. Gonna spot them out. No! Para going to pull up that tripwire, trying to save money, costs him his life, and results in site control being surrendered over. They do have the res, so they'll bring Rip into play to make things a 3-on-3. But an unfortunate turn there, as it looked like the A site was going to be defended well by the Cypher.
But now the retake here from the side of Team Turkey. Two members on the site, one rotating back through the sewers. They're sticking together. The buddy system is going to help with the swing, but Orb says not today and will take down too quickly, but it's Rip that answers back now. Brimstone v Brimstone, the man in the mirror. Can Rip face his demons? No, he can't. Noisy comes out on top. The better alter ego wins. And now a round lead here for Team Sweden, 4-5 with a few left in the half.
A much closer game here coming out on Haven. This is more in line with what we expected to see from map 1. Orb leading the charge right now for Sweden. Mites on the opposite end. No surprise there. Again, the surprising thing, though, is Pith, who's come alive here in map 2. Map 1 was definitely a disappointing performance from Pith, who's finding some ground here underneath his feet. The round coming in here from Turkey is going to be a little bit weak, as the artillery brought in is not going to be the greatest. There's the ult already called out, but Qrax has actually got one over on short. The bomb buddy going to come down. They anticipate the leap up top. There's the bomb buddy coming in, but it was actually the shot from Qrax that delivered the fatal blow. They've still got one pushed up on long, and this is going all Turkey. It's a 4-on-2. Even the orbital strike taking down a member of Team Sweden. Draken with just a pistol, and it will be an equalizing round here for the Turkish side as they somehow scrape together a bye and get the best of the Swedes.
If this, like, for Team Turkey, if this goes 6-6, or even better for them would be 7-5, then they go into the next half feeling comfortable, because it looks and seems like Team Sweden are struggling on a map which has, at the beginning of the closed beta, felt defender-sided, but it feels a lot more attacker-sided. We're having a quick look at the replay. Qrax just in great positioning and able to take, in that fight, kind of these like little micro 1v1s and just comes out on top. And now Team Turkey, they're feeling good. They are inching ever so closely to try to extend some sort of lead.
The shot from Mites over top of the smoke, not going to work out. The teammate over on C also going down. Here comes the push through. Rip decides not to fire onto that smoke despite the tripwire spotting out the player. And I love this read from Sweden. Instantly backing off the early access towards long C and trying to find a home somewhere else. They've got a feeler up towards the B side. That's the Cypher. That's Orb. Their jet currently very low on HP, just hiding in the corner right now, waiting for the push to come through on long C. But it's really up to Rip, who's pushed through this smoke on doors. They might not anticipate this play. Rip might be able to try and take a player away and balance out the scales a bit.
Yeah, but he's in a little bit of a sticky situation. It's Stormin says he's the sheriff in town. Qrax get into a little bit of engagement. Those shots go flying back and forth through the wood. Not going to finish him off. Down to 11 HP is Turco now, trying to pick up what Rip tried to accomplish, but will be halted immediately by the barrier orb from the side. It's the jet, the pesky jet that's stuck around. And now with 2 members standing for Team Turkey, they are in a very rough scenario.
Yeah, just Qrax left alive, and that's the round going the way of Sweden. It's been a back and forth. Neither team has felt like they very much had control, and as a result, the money has been so awkward. Often just forcing whatever they can into a round, trying to play aggressive early to kind of leverage their aim over their opponent's economy, like bringing in all those extra skills, bringing in potentially stronger weaponry. So you're seeing SMGs taken to the forefront. You're seeing pistols come out pretty frequently as well. Even the team that wins that round had, the Sheriff in Storman's hand, who ended up dropping Rip, pushing through his own smoke on short. There's the flash coming in, and Mites doesn't matter. Close range shotgun style with the operator. A follow-up from Rip as well. Big advantages early on as Mites finds one more. Just like that, it's a 5-on-2.
How did we get here, Bach? It's just back and forth. Just when you think Team Sweden, they've got their foot on the gas pedal, but it's Team Turkey that switched gears and put their hand on the wheel, looking to be a part of that process. On the other side, Orb is waiting. Here's a couple of those animations. I do believe that a sound isn't made when you switch weapons, but a sound is made when you reload. So the Blade Storm coming through, they're trying to throw some of those daggers through. Rolling Thunder, rolling out that red carpet, and Pora on the other side with the Ghost. Casper sends his regards, and a flawless round coming out from Team Turkey.
Yet again, that's the play we've seen in all these rounds. It's been back and forth, back and forth. And here was that early aggression. Para, despite the fact that the Rolling Thunder connects, still makes it work with just a Ghost. It's actually unbelievable that it ends up working out. Mites found the 3rd on the round with that op. And yet again, Mites in the pistol with the Frenzy. We've seen it time and time again, and it's worked out nicely. But with longer sight lines on a map like Haven, things going to be a little bit harder to do. However, there's something we always have to mention. The score is bugged. We know, unfortunately, it cannot be fixed. So pay attention to the scoreboard more than the scores at the top, because it's just a bug with the game and there's nothing that can be done to stop it.
We have gone through the Liberty. Thank you to the production team. They are able to put Team Sweden below the attacking side and Team Turkey, or sorry, below the defender side, or whatever the case is. They have allocated the name below the score. So if you just follow that, you should be okay, but we will also guide you through the process, because Bach and I have already gotten used to the bug, unfortunately. Hopefully getting fixed, like he said, over when the game fully launches, but already an early frag over to the side of Team Sweden. And we'll see how Team Turkey are able to respond down a man. Which site will they go to next? It looks like A to start us off.
It does look like that is indeed going to be the case. Grouping up right now outside of A. The Cypher is here trying to play defense. It's Orb working with the classic, overwhelmed by the Ghost. Those silent pistols blowing through the defense pretty quickly. Fast they come through spawn though, and it's a back and forth. This round basically illustrating that first half scoreline, as it's a back and forth of kills going each direction. The spike though does not get secured. The flank comes in from Pith just in the nick of time. Qrex on site. Goes down to Pith, so it will be the Swedes who come out in the pistol and can at least get things started in the second half with a little bit of an extra step up over the Turkish side.
Moving into this next round, Team Sweden feeling a little bit better, but the pistol not really meaning a whole lot considering how volatile it can be. It's a great start nonetheless, and you definitely want a great start moving into this second half. So you'll see the weaponry kind of respond. We're seeing Team Turkey have a little bit more of an interesting start. They're going to funnel on in. The Wildebeest Stampede going to start to funnel through. Cyber Cage going to prevent Draken from seeing where the opposition is pushing through. And little to no surprise, I believe I saw a Frenzy. Turkey loving the SMG no matter what shape it's in. But now they'll be met with a member up in heaven. Draken with one. Draken looking for the second. Orb to help follow up. It'll be the second kill secured for Draken. And Team Turkey fall apart on the eco. And a great round for Sweden.
Yeah, that's more along the line of what you expect to see in the second round. You're coming in with less than suitable hardware. This is where the rubber meets the road, though. Now you've got Sweden working with some peculiar weaponry, and in fact, they have to kind of toss it away. It looks like Stormin got rid of the Ares, went to the Vandal buy. The Phantom came out for a moment there on the Swedish side, but it seems to have disappeared. They've got some SMGs in play, the Marshals as well, in the hands of Draken, but it's 5 Vandals across the board for the opposite side. Orb, oh no, did they have a tech issue? And no, okay, they're back. It looked like for a second Orb may have disconnected, but he's alive and well, and it's going to be a 5-on-5 with what should be full weaponry coming into the mix.
Draken still holding on to that Marshal. Like you said, is the weaponry for the side of Team Turkey. They might be a little bit more well-equipped this time around to engage in some of those gunfights. And gunfights they will engage in. Rip already finding Pith. It's a great start to the round. Around the corner, Orb going to find himself on the receiving end of a bullet to the dome. Now Poro going to set things up for the post plant. Another around the corner. Noisy finds himself looking at his fellow teammates in the spectate screen. And now a 4v2, the rest of Team Sweden trying to get towards that site, but Pora in a great position. The patience is going to pay off here in dividends. They're going to start to funnel in. One more around the corner, but it's Mites that's supporting his teammate from behind and putting us 8-7. Team Turkey answer back.
It's exactly how you need to win those rounds as well to stabilize your cash flow. So early on in the round, Rip took a shot from the Jet over on the C side. It was Draken with the Marshal, got dropped down to about 52 HP. So took a pretty heavy shot. Got healed back up, ended up falling, but then 4 players survived. I like the play from Para as well, throwing that tripwire out, basically baiting the shot from his opposition so he can peek, catching them with their aim not held at the optimal angle. So well played from Para. I'm not sure where the miscommunication was that that player may have pushed in further into the spawn. Mite's able to take down Draken early in the round, so an early man advantage yet again for Turkey. This is starting to feel like what we saw from Turkey in map 1. A much more dynamite start, explosive rounds kicked off by strong individual play.
You know, you say dynamite, but it kind of makes sense to me now that we see more and more Rays here in the European meta. And what?
His teammate tried to shoot it, but it didn't work. Pith was burst firing it, and then the shotgun missed.
Well, the Roomba cleans up and cleans up at will. That's going to be 2 members already down for the side of Team Sweden. Make that 3. 2 members remain. Pyth and Orb up against a stacked roster from Team Turkey. Orb picking up a Vandal can start to make a little bit more of an X-Factor rollout, but he's up against a heavy equipped Team Turkey. Now going to be looking in through the window. Mites looks down and says, I knew you were there. And Orb as well will feel that same punishment and even us back around 8-8, pretty much nulling the first 2 rounds. Not at all. You know, just making that pistol not even happen. What pistol?
Look at the buy coming in here from the defense. Draken going to the operator. No op for Mites, just rifles across the board. So we'll see if they're able to power past Draken, who is kind of floating around the map. The round after pistol, he was playing C. Last round, he was playing short A. This round, he's playing B. Kind of just going wherever his equipment will take him. So Draken playing on top of the boxes, trying to peek towards the window with that op. Yeah, you can see that there. But no one really kind of challenging early on. Oh, catches him on scoping. Still has time to come back and grab the scope and pick up at least 1 before going down. It's a good start to the round for Sweden, but it's quickly turned around by Turkey as Para picks off Pith and throws down the ult as well. The Neural Theft going to spot out the positions. It's 1 player on each side across the map. They really have their pick of the litter which way they want to go.
Yeah, divide and conquer. It seems to be working quite well, especially on a map like Haven. Now looking for 3 members on each side, just trying to cover as many bases as possible. Noisy going to be the first responder here on the B site, and it does look like Team Turkey, with 50 seconds on the clock, will look to execute towards the site. The rest of the members from Team Sweden will now start the rotation through Stormin. Still holding on to C, but Orb faster on the rotate. Q-Rack's going to get that spike planted and back away, but around the corner, Orb will get the trade. Now Stormin has to convert onto 3 kills. Already sees one dropping down those pre-fire shots. Not going to go his favor. Mites will come out on top in a round lead for Team Turkey. Team Sweden need to find an answer for this Dynamite squad.
Let's go ahead and take a look at that scoreboard as well, see where the money's at. Yeah, so the defense here struggling to scrape together a buy that includes pistols. So they're going to pistol armor on a few. But that would be the opportunity for Turkey to potentially pick up a double-digit round number 10. They've won the last 3, and the rounds that they've been winning haven't felt very difficult either. It doesn't seem like they're really struggling here on the attack, as Mites is now coming alive here on the attacking side with the Jet. So there's the ult pop from Jet. It was Draken who was over on long with just a pistol. Again, trying to use that pistol as best as possible, but Mike says,
goodness.
It's cute and all you have that ult. I'm just going to take down the rest of your team, and you can be the last one surviving. You don't have enough knives in the world to take down all of us. So all 5 players going to be stomping their way towards the C site as Draken is stuck with his knife out here over on A short, wondering how this round fell apart so quickly.
Oh, and I feel like that might be the case as to how Team Turkey managed to get a couple of those rounds back into their favor. Now, round number 10 very likely going into their favor unless Draken can provide a miracle run here with the knives out. Still, I believe he has a weapon that he can use as well, so it's not like the knives are the be-all, end-all, but maybe looking for a couple of those exit frags. Team Turkey's already left. They've let the spike kind of unattended, and this might be the opportunity. He might actually stick to defuse. He's going to start it here. No one's on the site. They're going to find him rotating through. In fact, that was almost too close for comfort, but Pora, he's going to find that frag that he needs. And an 8-10 round difference here. 2 rounds apart. Team Turkey, they're feeling good.
Another strong round as well. All 5 players survived, so no need to repurchase, no need to spend too much cash coming into the round. Just replace any armor that might need to be replaced, if even that. And then as well, replenish the skills. So 10-8, Mites at 21 now. You can watch that. If this were graphed out, it would just be an upward trend coming into the second half as Mites really crushed that aggressive short play early on as the Jet. Here, the defending side isn't playing so aggressive. You've got the Jet on B playing solo defense. Wide swinging on the door doesn't seem to hurt Draken at all as Para goes down, as does Rip. So 2 quick kills coming out here for the defensive side. Making things a 5-on-3, the Swedes have the advantage in the round.
However, it is on the side of Team Turkey to have the Resurrection almost available. In fact, if they get that orb there, they will have that Resurrection available. You're seeing the Sage go up to pick it up. Will they be able to survive? That's going to be the Resurrection potentially coming back. They got 50 seconds left on the clock. They will make things back into a 4v5. Considering Mites is still alive, they're just getting icing on the cake in terms of weaponry. I believe they will revive Rip here, the Brimstone, just so that they have the ability to throw those smokes down. But strangely so, they will opt in for the Cypher instead. A little bit more utility in terms of those flanks. And now looking towards C, Storman's waiting with the op.
Yeah, Storman holding. There's the double peek. I actually like that. The trade peek on the Jiggle. So first you see the Jet go out, then the follow-up by the Raze. Now they're working their way up, but Pith is already there with the support. The orb goes down as well to slow things down. The round's over. The clock is going to expire here. Par just trying to get away, maybe with the gun in his hands. As 6 seconds, now 5, just trying to hide in this corner, and does at least get into that corner in the first place. Going to take a deeper angle, and will at least take down Draken. So the gun will come into the next round. But again, their money was really good coming into that one. So if we looked at the scoreboard right now, you'd see the cash on the side of Team Turkey is fantastic. Yeah, Rip's on max money, so they are not hurting for cash at all.
Yeah, and that's going to be the repercussions of winning 4 straight, right? There is still a little bit of a gap, for the side of Team Sweden. They're 1 round away from tying us up. Of course, Team Turkey 2 away from match point, 3 away from the dub, and moving on to the semifinals. And it is getting down to the wire here for Team Sweden. They need to turn things back around. But I see you Turkish fans in the chat. You have not stopped pushing on and keeping on since the day started. And now they are here in the quarterfinals. Your team hoping to make you proud here. They will start things off with an inspection towards A, see who's there, kind of send out a couple of those feelers out, and Orb will be the first responder to make sure that they don't get too far.
Might's working all the way up on short, just behind that tripwire. Orb will be the first one to make contact. Slow Orb going down. Pith putting the wall up. The wall actually breaks, so Orb tried to go up on top of that as well so they could help, but Pith will be able to take down Might's. Nade comes in, doesn't do enough damage. Just 6 HP lost there. The problem is that the spike is already up, so they have to go for this one. They have to dedicate themselves to it or try to get this spike out of this position. So there's 2 players here. Do they realize, though, that they're starting to rotate off this site? There's still 2 players on defense. The first one goes down. That's Draken. Now they're going to call the rotate back, and now the Cypher has the perfect backstab as well. Coming through from the B site, Orb has the presence of mind to turn around and battle off against Bara. But there's the ult coming through to try and delay the plant. So the spike not down just yet. The res not available either here for the attack. It all falls down to Rip, the captain for Team Turkey. Gonna go ahead and dedicate himself to that plant. The smoke on Heaven gonna stay up just long enough to guarantee it. Maybe another kill coming in, but no, not gonna be the case. Tie score 10 apiece. Despite the strong play from Turkey, Sweden has some staying power and ties things up here deep into the second map.
Oh, if Sweden are able to come back, they will be taking Turkey to split. However, I wonder if Turkey, because it's the last map, they will have side selection. And when you have side selection, you have a lot of flexibility in terms of how you start that map, how you push forward. Turkey, of course, don't want to go to split. They want to end it here. They want to put it all on the line and fight for 10,000 euros and live to see another day. Not 10,000 euros now, but stay in the contention and in the race for. We're already seeing a push in down long, an aggressive push in. The cage going to be going up here to stop the sight line in, and Draken getting in a very great position here, but the swing around the corner. Para with the flick. We've seen him time and time again, but Orb with the flank. Let's see if he's able to find it. Still, it's Para being a little bit more careful, a little bit more cautious. The spray is good, and the headshot connects. Now Neural Theft going to be used to gather the information that is needed. They'll collect that spike and now look towards B, as there's no one within miles of that site.
Yeah, they've sent the Sage off back into spawn. Brim now starting to rotate over. Pith is here waiting for Stormin to join him. Noisy sees the ice go down. The wall was there as well, so the site's been lost. It's going to be a very difficult retake. There's the ult, though. The Rolling Thunder coming out. Doesn't really hit too many people, but the pistol and the rifle work out well. Pith is going to get the kill on the Q-Rax through the gong. So now it's a 3-on-3, but the spike placement is so perfect for Turkey. They're just playing the defuse at this point. All 3 players on site, they're realizing it. They know that that's what's going to happen, and they're going to swing from all 3 sides potentially. The cyber cage goes down, but they're anticipating that the bomb has not been dedicated, and that's exactly the case. Now it's being stuck, but no. They try to escape. They use the res as an attempt to bait them out, but it doesn't work out well at all. Turkey comes out on top 11-10, based around the strong placement of that spike.
That was... Okay, think about it this way. We don't have many rounds left in this half, and to use the ultimate resurrection in that way, knowing that you were already the last person standing, was that a last-ditch effort to stay in contention, to stay in the conversation? Because it obviously didn't work quite well, but you would assume to use it as early as possible. I just think Team Sweden kind of fumbled on the play there a little bit, but it's not to discredit that, like you said, Team Turkey, a great position for that spike plant. Now moving on to this next round. 3 rounds remain of possibility to be played until we go to that overtime match or that overtime round, and Team Turkey feeling as good as ever gathering information so far to start us off.
Yeah, I mean, it was the bait res coming out. So, like, he went for the bait res to try and maybe take a duel. I don't think he had much anticipation for his teammates surviving, but again, at this point in the game, the bait res seems questionable. Rip will take down Pith, so the Sage taken out of the round, and it will be a much weaker defense as a result. You've got the Cypher on A solo, that's Orb. Brim has rotated over towards A connector. The Jet is in that position as well. The Breach soloing the C site, that's Stormin. Just jiggle peeking right now with the Vandal, and Stormin takes a risky play to walk across and head towards the corner to lock down both short and long simultaneously to double down the efforts on C.
Draken here can be the First line of offense here, they'll start to funnel in. We'll find one. Can he find a couple more? They will swing together, and that buddy system works out beautifully. Now the rest of Team Sweden, they have to react, or else this round will start to slip away. The spray down here from Noisy. He's trying to get that barrier orb down. Speaking of orb himself, he will rotate around through the C connector. And now make his way through the alleyway, trying to see where these post-plant positions are. Stormin flanking from the side, but they will swing together. The first kill from Rip, gonna come through. Two more still remaining. Might's up above, but will he find the frags he needs? That's gonna be the quick swing from Noisy. He will find it quite handily, but the spike's in the same position, and it forces Sweden to act. They will start to swing. They will swing together. Rip with one, Rip with another, and Team Turkey are on match point.
Rip with a strong 4-kill on the round as well. Just one round away from Team Turkey upsetting Sweden. A surprise performance coming in from the Turks as Mites has been putting on a clinic as the Jet. Let's pull up the scoreboard and take a peek at his KD currently. 22 and 14, but what's surprising is Rip now catching up as well. 44 combined kills between the two of them across 22 rounds of play. Impressive performance, to say the least. Now, though, we've got Sweden with their backs against the wall. How do they respond to that pressure? Early on, they were going with those aggressive plays, and they were trying to just kind of take the fight right to the face of Team Turkey. Now they're playing a little bit more passive. You can see the Cyphers pushed up on short. They've got Pith playing with a Stinger. The guns coming in, the weaponry, the utility, not going to be ideal. They lose Draken as well as Turco continues doing what Turco has done, getting a strong entry as the Sage, but they decide to back off of that. So I like the read coming out from Turkey here, getting that opener and then just trying to slow things down and pump the brakes.
That's the type of style you need to play on Haven. You get a pick, you rotate over, you have the information that you needed, and now Rip with another kill. Sheriff for Stormin on potentially the last round, and it pays off. Rip gonna fall on the other side of the Sheriff. Now a 4v3, still very doable for the side of Team Sweden, but they need to be careful. Turkey as well are going to play to their strengths, hit and run and turn and burn, and they will now look towards C. Stormin will be on the other side. Here's a couple of those footsteps coming, but Turkey gonna actually back away from this and keep Team Sweden guessing. But now the committal will come through, the resurrection to make things even more difficult for Sweden. And you guessed it, it's going to be that B plant once again. The execute is called Midas, right in the face of danger. Or